morning, everybody. I didn't want to take too much time. I was talking on my hangout, and it's just some shit going on. First of all, I think Texas is taking away the mask or something, and I just think that me and my buddy was talking on hangout and just saying how basically,
Good
good
morning.
morning,
Good morning. Good morning.
and basically just
Um,
saying how the whole jury. I'm looking at this whole jury selection shit for George Floyd.
and how many white people are on that jury?
I don't know yet.
It
I was
needs to
just
be Latinos and black people on that jury, not a bunch of white heads on that jury. And I'm
mm,
sorry. It's just the way I feel, and I'm gonna say it because it's out of control. It's been out of control for so long, and it's just getting worse and worse and worse.
As far as
And
everything.
it breaks my heart. Can we
So
pause out a
I
minute?
agree. Jurisdiction has been removed from the district court
so
on
they're
that
just
issue and
talking.
remains with the Court of Appeals.
I
I
know I
don't,
just wanted to say something. You cut
go
me
ahead.
off.
Go ahead.
I lost it. You got me with the video. Go ahead, play the video.
No, it's live. So
Oh, well, because I'm just like, it just, I really would like to play the video that he put in there in the room.
oh, that
That
one.
video needs to be played. That needs to be spreaded around.
Find that one.
You need to watch it. Like I'm shaking. Um, I get like this anyways, because
The fatherhood. Sorry, the fatherhood. The intersection of East 38th and Chicago Avenue. That one.
yes,
Oh, I did start watching it.
girl. Just, what is, what is this country? You know what I mean? This country is supposed to be, for everybody, anybody to come to, and, you know, this free country, you know, and it's not a free country. And the brutality in this country is disgusting. And the way they ostracize people of different colors and nationalities. And I'm so tired of seeing it. It makes me sick. It makes me so sick and so sad. These people don't deserve to die. Like, your hands are up. You have all these other tools. Why are you pulling your gun first? Why ain't you got a taser out? Where's your
Yeah.
taser? Where's your wand? You pulling guns out first. You want to kill people. These police officers, they like killing people. They're training them to kill them. That's what they're doing. They're training them to be killers. They're not. They're not doing their job properly. Laws need to change. They need to come down on these police stations in every state, every county, each country, and the laws need to be changed. Why are you pulling your gun out
Mm-hmm.
because of somebody's skin color? You
Mm-hmm.
disgusting pieces of shit. You so scared? You so scared because of somebody's skin color? You make me sick. You make me sick. They just keep doing it and keep doing it. These little kids, their parents gotta go talk to their kids and tell them, be careful, watch what you're doing. Cause these little kids, you know what I mean? They gonna get hurt. You know what I mean? Their parents have to have talks with them. and how to behave and stuff around police officers and stuff like that, because they don't want their children to be killed, you know? And children are being killed. These are 17, 18-year-old kids are being killed, even younger. Men, women, and children being killed by police brutality. I really think like that video. If I don't know though. Like I think it's NBC. So it's like I don't know if we could. Like I wish. I don't want to get flagged. I don't want this video to get flagged. Do you know what I mean?
Get flagged for what?
Because we're using a news source story.
I don't think I get flagged for that. I get flagged when I get flagged when I use like Viacom stuff or music. That's my only flags. Besides
Okay.
that, I don't get flagged for nothing else.
I really think that story needs to be shown again, again, and again, and again. Like it's sad, but it's amazing also. Do you know what I mean? Like this little boy stands up and speaks and uses his voice because this is what his father has taught him,
Hmm.
you know? And this little boy is how courageous, and he's beyond his years because of what he's seen in just his little bit short of life that he's been on earth. 11 years, and the stuff he's seen because of where he's lived. You know what I mean? Like it's just, oh, Jesus, take the wheel. Like I'm shaking. Like I get so upset, but it's okay to get upset because it bothers me and it hurts me because I love all y'all. You know what I mean? And I'm just tired of innocent people being taken down and put to the grave just because their skin's a little this color, that color, or whatever. Like something has to be done, and we all need to just start speaking up. Everybody, we all need to speak up and be talking about this. We need to talk about this all the time, like have it in an ongoing thing. You know what I mean? Not like at least once a month, twice a month, talk about it. You know what I mean? Keep putting it out there that it's not okay.
Mm.
It's completely wrong, and something needs to be done about it. And that's why we have a voice, you know? That's why we have a voice. We have a voice so we can use our voice to say how we feel, what we mean, and what the hell that needs to be done.
Hmm.
And I stand against what's going on. You guys know that. I mean, I know I know lived it knows. You know what I mean? Y'all know. You know how I am. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I'm just like every day. What'd she say? She's like 20 people are killed a year. I think it's more than that.
Yeah, it's
By
more.
the police. 20 people are killed by the police each year. It's more than 20 people being killed by the police of color a year. That's the number they're giving you. There's more though. There's stuff that's there's stories that we don't even know about. You know what I mean? Because
Yep.
there's not enough heat on it. Because they weren't somebody famous or something. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Because these people are famous, they're getting more riled up. But there's people that are not famous that get pulled over and get killed just because of the color of their skin. Because they didn't use, they forgot to turn their turn signal on and turned. You know what I mean? Like, come the
Right,
freak
right,
on.
right.
Come the freak on. Because I turned without my turn signal. Now you're going to shoot me up in the car. I'm complying, but you still want to kill? My hands are up. I'm complying. Even when you comply, they still want to take you down. It just makes me so sad, and just the injustice of it all in this country, and the police brutality is so high and so horrible. It's not getting better, it's getting worse. And
Yep.
something needs to be done. I'm tired. I'm tired of seeing this all the time on the TV, on the news. You know, I'm Italian. I grew up, with a big Italian family.
Mhm.
We were called names and stuff. They used to call us wops, eggplant, all kind of stuff. I got called names growing up, you know,
Mhm.
but not to the extent of which Latinos and Black folks, you know what I'm saying? It's true. It's really true. And that is the truth. But I did get called names. I got bullied just because I was an Italian girl. You know what I mean? They don't
Right.
consider you in some areas. If you're Italian, they don't consider you like a white person, you know? And my family came over to this country, you know,
Mhm.
this country of liberty and freedom. And that's not what it is. That's not what this country is. It's a very controlling country, and the police they're not police anymore. They're literally military. That's what they are. That's what they teach them. They're all SWAT military. And they're just ready, to knock people down, to take people out, trying to thin out this population control. I don't know what's being said behind the scenes. And why aren't they talking about this? Like, why isn't this being pounded into these policemen and police women's heads when they're in training to not pull your gun when you're pulling somebody over? Why are you pulling your gun? Why are your hand on the gun already?
I don't think they were ever trained to be a police. I don't think
I
police
don't think
has
so
ever
anymore. It's
been.
changed. It's
I don't think.
gotten more violent.
I don't think it's ever been police. I don't think they've ever been trained to be like. What is a police officer? Like, I don't think
Yeah,
they've
they
ever
do go
been.
through training, but the training is much more like military style, SWAT style now. You know what I mean?
But you say now,
And
I think it's always been that. To be honest with you,
yeah, it has, but it's
something
gotten more.
about it.
Yes, I feel like that. Yes, too. I agree with you there. But
Hmm.
also, I feel like it's gotten worse. Their training has gotten more about, I feel like more shootings. You know what I mean? It's worse. It's gotten worse. Don't you think it's gotten worse?
No, I feel like it's the same.
You feel like it's the same. I
I
guess
don't. I don't feel like it's gotten
maybe,
worse. I don't feel like it's gotten better.
right. Maybe it's because now it's being aired out. Do you know what I mean? Like back in the day, back in the 80s, we just had news stations. We didn't have all this to be putting stuff out there and putting our voices out there this way. We only had protesting and maybe the news. So now you get to see it all because we're in a computer world now. You know what I mean?
Technology. Hmm.
Technology, right. So we have all this technology now. So I think that's why I'm saying what I'm saying. And yes, I know there's always been police brutality way back. I know that. I do know that. I think why I'm saying what I'm saying is because now we're able to see it all. We're able just to see it all. It's in our face. You know what I mean? And before, we knew about it. We knew shit was going on. We knew bad things were going on with the police and how they were treating certain minorities or whatever. But just, it's got to stop. This is wrong and it has to stop.
Yep.
They're training. They need to retrain the police. They need to go through new training. All their training needs to be redone because you have all these things on your belt.
I agree with that, but I think everybody needs to be replaced.
That too.
People need to be replaced. People need to get laid off. People need to be fired. It needs to be a whole new
clean.
They need to bring in some new people.
Slate.
They need to bring in some new people. Like if you look at, for example, if you just look at presidency, everybody's old.
I know all the whiteheads up there. None of them are
what an 84-year-old, 70-year-old president for?
All them whiteheads up there.
Well,
nothing new's happening.
are
We don't have any new young minds. Young minds. We got them old people still sitting in there. And we need the younger, new minds in there. That's what needs to happen for some change to happen. And
it makes me question
people.
That's why I was saying, like, the change is really. I mean, yes, the change needs to happen within the system, but the change is us. Like, what are we doing when we're raising our kids? What are we teaching them to be? I understand you cannot teach a child to do what you want them to be. You know what I'm saying? But you need to put in their mind that
to be careful and comply.
You can be wherever you want to be, and you need to be. It needs to be positivity for one.
Yeah.
For two, they need to be taught. Like they need to be taught the system. Like
talk to them and tell them to comply. You need to have your hands on the wheel or whatever they tell you to do. You need to fucking listen. That's how you have to raise your kids.
I mean, yeah, but if the kids listening to you is what I'm saying, because I'm gonna tell you something. I know people who will tell their kids forever, don't do that. Why did you do that? Don't do that no more. I mean, I'm sorry. Me growing up, we getting our butts kicked. Okay, my mom and dad didn't have time to be doing all this every single fucking day. Yelling at you, threatening to kick your butt, threatening to whoop your ass. No, they're just gonna whoop your ass.
Yeah, I know. It's bad. I don't know. Now everybody calls children's services if you spank your kid.
No, ain't nobody calling social services. What stays in your house is in your house. Now there is a difference between there's a difference between discipline, there's a difference between abuse.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm just saying, like, these kids these days are not kids no more.
No, and they have the technology. They have the technology that we didn't grow up with.
But they only have that technology because the parents allow that technology.
Amen. Yes, and I agree with that also.
Now, don't get me wrong. When COVID happened and you had no choice but to do your education through a computer, that's fine. But how many parents? Don't get me wrong.
To limit their children being on these devices all the live long day, all day, all night, on a tablet, on this.
And you need to monitor what your children are watching.
And that too.
There's a lot of shit that needs to be blocked because they're looking at a bunch of bullshit on these technology devices.
And then they think they can go and do the things that the people are doing online.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And act a fool and do stupid stuff. And then they end up getting hurt, killed, or something. You know what I mean? Like, because they acting foolish because they're doing what the people online are doing. It's like that's the trend. It's this following trend. Instead of being a leader, you following. You know
And
what I mean?
another thing, like,
Doing what talkers are doing.
and when I say that the change is in with us, I'm not getting off subject from it. But to be honest with you, I always said to myself, I don't know if I'm more mad at the police or the people standing around this man watching this shit. Because I feel
That
like
I would have done something if I was there.
me
I
too.
would have done something.
What
There's no way I could have stood by and
there?
watched this man. And this man is screaming for his mother that is in
Yes.
choking, can't breathe. You killed this man. You put a boot on his neck on the curb, had his head on the curb. What kind of these
That's
people
what I'm saying. Like,
you need to go to prison for what you did.
here's the
And
sad
the
part.
people that was there, they need to be locked up too for letting
Thank
that
you.
happen.
Thank you. Lock them all up. It needs to teach everybody
Because
fucking
whoever was
lesson.
there letting that happen needs to be locked up too, because you just as bad for letting that person be murdered right in front of your eyes. You didn't
Yep.
step in. You
Yep.
knew it was wrong, and you
Yep.
didn't step in. You just as guilty
You
as the
sat
man with the
You
boot
sat
on
there
the
on
neck.
your phone
You are just as
recording
guilty.
shit.
Just as guilty as the man standing there, the police officer, and the other police officers watching.
You.
You're just as guilty as the man killing the man
Yep.
for sitting there watching.
Because I'm gonna tell you something.
You
If
make
you're
me sick.
Yep. Because if you're in a group and you're
Yeah.
going to rob somebody,
One man, this big old, all these police officers around this one man.
Yep. And I'm gonna tell you something. If you're in a group, let's say you're going to go, let's say me, you, whoever, let's say we're going to go rob a fucking bank. But let's say all of us don't go in, only about 2 or 3 of us go in to do the robbing.
They all go to jail. The driver goes to jail. Accomplices, they all go to jail.
Together. We're all in this together.
Yep.
We're all getting charged. We're all getting charged.
Accomplices.
No matter who pulled the trigger, we're all getting charged.
Exactly, because you're an accomplice. So weren't those cops. You were an accomplice to watching that man be murdered.
Thank you.
For what?
Thank you.
For what?
Thank you. That's what I've been trying to say the whole time. And everybody keep on be like, well,
no, not no well. There ain't no well.
There is
you
no
are an accomplice too. You are just as guilty as that police officer for letting him do that shit. Why didn't you pull him off of him? The man couldn't breathe. He wasn't moving. You had him locked up in handcuffs. You had him cuffed on the ground and on the curb with your neck on it, your boot on his neck, and y'all standing around there watching him do it. You are all guilty in my eyes. There's a special place. There's a special. Okay, wait a second. There's a special place in hell for these people. There's a special place in hell for these people. Believe it. Believe it. Watch. Change has to happen. And we're tired of it. We're tired of always saying change needs to happen. We've been saying this since before I was born. You know, before I was born, before you was born, change needed to happen.
Yep. But everybody is scared. Everybody's in fear.
Stop. Quit being scared. Why are you being such a little wussy? You got a voice. God gave you a voice and gave you a mind and a heart and eyes to see and ears to hear. You know, and there's a lot of us that see, listen, in the heart and the mouth, and we use those things. And that's what we have to do. Like, that's what we have. That's what we have to use to get this stuff keep it going. Keep it alive. They can't be dead in the water. We got to keep it alive, you know? And I just think it's so despicable and just so I'm so tired of seeing this be played out over and over again. You know, these cops doing this kind of stuff. It's shame on these people.
Yep.
Shame. The shame. You should have shame on you. You should be tattooed with, or a mark on you. You should be walking around with a mark on you.
I ain't with that Brandon shit. Not with the Brandon
No, I don't
shit.
mean like Brandon. Like back in the olden days, like if you were an adulteress, they put an A on you, a red A, and you had to walk
Brandon.
around in the village with that A on your chest.
Yeah, it's a Brandon.
You know what I'm saying?
I ain't with the Brandon shit, but
I don't know. I just feel like it should be public knowledge. All of it should be public. But see, I feel like the police, what they're gonna do is I'll be surprised if any of these motherfuckers go down. Because they're gonna have all the excuses in the world, and they got the police back and other police, and then they got the judges in their pockets, and even the jurors. You could pay them off too. You know what I mean? Everybody be getting paid off under the table. It's just like I don't feel like there's any real, like there's not any real consequences for what they're doing. You know what I mean? For what they be doing all the time. I would love to watch that video again. I'm probably gonna cry, but that's all right.
I'm ready to play it. I'm ready to play it.
I think we should watch that because, like, it's that little boy, girl, that little boy.
I don't know what you're talking about, so I'm about to play it.
Girl, and his daddy, and just, yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm about to go ahead and start this video. Oh, Lord. It is.
Say his name, George Floyd! Say his name, George Floyd! His life speaks out to us today.
A little boy right there.
It's scary because anything could happen to a black person in America. White people are acting like we're just objects.
How sad.
I truly am afraid that something like that happened to George Floyd might happen to anybody out here. Especially my dad.
Police killed a black man right here, bruh. And I live right there, bruh. Police violence is a virus. Police violence is a virus. We gotta make sure that we fight for the next generation of kids. I say.
How I've explained George Floyd's murder to my son, I don't know that I really have explained that much. Because where we live, he can kind of see everything. And he knows that there's something important going on.
No justice, no peace!
No justice, no peace!
Say his name! George Floyd! Say his name!
George Floyd!
Step out and face away.
Please don't shoot me, Mr. Officer. Please don't shoot me, man.
I didn't watch the whole video. It's not something that you can look at and take lightly.
I can't breathe, man. Okay. Please. Mama. Get up and get in the car right.
3 cops.
Standing there.
I was murdered
3 cops. That's
in
it.
my neighborhood by people who are almost
They're all guilty.
guaranteed to get away with it.
3 counts.
People standing out
You
filming
tell
it.
me
I feel
y'all
like they're
couldn't
guilty
handle that
too.
shit.
Right now,
Y'all should
to make
create a
sure that
diversion and handle that
type
shit.
of stuff
I don't
never
care.
happens again.
There's people standing
your
around
neighborhood.
filming it instead of doing something.
It's the store you would spend your money at. Doesn't feel good. We've always been a threat for some reason, though. But they're the real threat. I know I'm white, but I know I'm black too. At the end of the day, these are my people. And these black people, these brown people, they know my struggle. Right outside my house, man. Right outside my house.
My stepmom, who is white, when she goes to the grocery store, nothing really goes on. But when my dad, who is black, goes to the grocery store, people will look at him a certain way and they'll whisper to each other's ear while they're staring at him. Most of the time, I want to say something to those people and let them know that he's not a bad guy.
Just taking this box of cereal right here. That's something that they socks right here. Sorry about that. I know you're going out.
Bro, that's good, man. It's all love. I grew up out here. I didn't have a choice. I had a choice to leave and go be safe in a white neighborhood. Mm-mm. Nope. What's up, brother? Good?
Yeah.
You walk by all that shit?
Yeah.
How you feel about that?
It's crazy, man. I mean, this ain't the first time, but I'm glad to see a lot of people waking up and seeing, like.
Through all these times, all this turmoil that we have to continuously watch white people infringe on black people.
Right. I had to stop hanging around with some white people
I
because.
stopped hanging out with a lot of white people.
Yeah.
I don't hang
Wow.
any white
It's just we can't stand that. We
I'm
can't
not
stand that
I'm not
bullshit.
comfortable no more at the
What?
workplace.
That bullshit. Yeah.
Wherever you go, you're not that kind of black guy.
Right. Yeah. You see
I mean,
that?
you're not, are you?
Who says that?
I saw something on Facebook today. There was a
Racist
black woman saying that
white
she doesn't
people
support
say
George
that
Floyd
shit.
and she wasn't going to make him a martyr.
Make him a martyr. Yeah, because of his background and his past.
Those kind of conversations that people are having about his character,
Mhm.
To me, it's just fueling the excuse that he should have died.
That he should have died.
They'd rather arrest
What?
100, 1,000, maybe even 1 million African Americans and innocent, peaceful protesters before they'd arrest 4 bad cops.
You think it's okay for you to do that because what you perceive black people to be, they turn everything that we do into a violent thing. That's what
Exactly.
gives the rest of white America to be like, okay, let's justify that they're getting killed out there because they're doing it to themselves.
There's no justifying it. That's the problem.
We are here to bring you live coverage of the funeral of George Floyd.
I wake up in the middle of the night thinking about my brother. All I think about is when he was yelling for mama.
Mm-hmm. A 40-plus-year-old man cried out for his mother, who he knew was already in heaven.
Please, please, I can't breathe.
Racism and what's been filmed is right here. But the iceberg, everything that we don't see, all this racism underneath the surface, it's enormous. And
It is.
Devastating. And it's disgusting.
Someone said, make America great again. But when has America ever been great?
Damn it.
America, it is time for a change. Even if it shall begin with more protests, no justice, no peace. No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! Black lives matter!
Black lives matter.
If you ain't black, you don't understand our struggle. This man died because of the skin that he is in. There is no such thing as a bloodless revolution. Period. War is war. And if I gotta die for my son, if I gotta die for for my daughter, if I gotta die for my relatives and my friends, guess what? I'm willing to do it.
You will be arrested.
Here he comes. They can't even protest.
We're sick and tired of the abuse. I'm tired of my young, beautiful, black, white, African American, Native American, Latino people dying on these streets.
We're dealing with all this pain before George Floyd. We got Trayvon Martin, Terrence Franklin, Stephon Clark, and many, many, many more. Brian Jesus Quinones Rosario was a friend of mine. He's a rapper and MC.
Okay, look, I ain't gonna make it cause I'm a minority. Caucasians getting noticed in yours.
My friend Brian had his phone on Facebook Live while he was being pursued by police in his vehicle. He jumped out of his vehicle with a knife in his hand.
He's got a knife. Drop the knife. Drop it. Drop the knife.
And the police shot him.
Drop it.
It really hit me hard. So my son seen me cry a dozen or more times, maybe. He was murdered for being mentally unstable and needing help.
Wait a minute. He charged that with a knife.
Attorney will not file criminal charges.
Why didn't they tase him? Why didn't they tase him?
Prosecutors say their actions were justified.
As a citizen, you would have got shot too.
Were justified because they call it
ended up being a part of
something suicide by cop. Suicide by cop.
His soul was down.
What the heck?
But he was so kind and caring.
That's what they made it out to be. Suicide by police.
Their process and how they train these police officers, and put a little bit more accountability on the actions that these police officers take in the field.
I understand that you want to go back to your families, but because of what you did, somebody else can't go back to their families.
Okay, I gotta stop for a second. I don't know about the whole suicide by cop shit, but me as a citizen, you would have got shot too if you charged me with a fucking knife. But as a cop, yeah, I do agree you should have at least tased him.
Why didn't you tase him? Them tasers go so far. He only had a knife. He would have dropped it, been on the ground. You could have got him cuffed and took him. He had mental issues. He had mental issues. Why aren't you using? You have batons and you have tasers. Them tasers go out far too. Them lines go out far. Why didn't y'all tase him? No, you took the gun out and you killed him. Instead of tasing him first. Why didn't you tase him first and get him down? I don't understand the logic of these police officers pulling their guns instead of pulling tasers.
I agree.
Continue.
What I tell my son about racism and police brutality is he's a person of color. And he can't forget that. No matter how light his skin is. And he's going to have the same troubles that I've had and the same troubles that my father had. Just going to be a little bit different. Everything's going to be all right. How do you feel about today?
Really good.
What's one of the things that you've noticed the most?
All the people that have shown up here, they aren't even worried about the COVID. They're worried about getting justice for George Floyd.
It's almost like COVID-19 took a plane back to Wuhan. Said, dang, America's crazy. We're out of here. It's funny, but it's not funny. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a real thing.
Yeah.
My life is at risk every time I go outside.
When I first grew up, I thought police were cool because anytime I would see a police officer at like Dairy Queen, I would go over to him and give him a fist bump or a high five. I actually wanted to be a cop all the time, but then once people started dying around me that had been killed by the police, I just kind of lost that.
I don't think he should lose. I don't think he should lose that, but he's still young too.
But just wait, listen to the story, because there's more to this. There's more to this police thing, because I'll just give you a little tidbit. The man speaking to his son, his sister is a police officer.
Oh, okay. Okay.
The world has shown us that even if you follow the law, you can still be killed by the police. If you're black, doesn't matter if you run into a nice police officer. They're all taught the same. My little sister is a police officer, and she's changed because of that title and that badge. Some of the world might always think that you're white, but what's happened in my lifetime is more often than not, you're a nigga no matter what. What kind of example is America giving to my youth? How do I redirect that, you know? So I teach my son to use his voice, to speak up. He's not going to be raised the way that I was raised, on the false pretense that it's not okay to be emotional, that it's not okay to cry.
Oh my Lord.
Some people got it, some people don't.
My husband was Brian Quinones. He was murdered by the police on September 7th, 2019. I'm with Family Supporting Families Against Police Violence. So before me, we have all families who have lost loved ones to the hands of police.
I'm Valerie Castile. I'm Philando Castile's mother.
My brother was killed by the police in Denver, Colorado.
I'm here on behalf of Billy Hughes, my nephew.
My older brother Isaac was shot and killed by Egan and Bloomington officers.
John Taylor Wright, aka Chicken Wang, he was killed May 31st, 2012.
In Minnesota, there's over 400 families that are have lost loved ones by the hands of the police since the year 2000.
20 bodies a year. It shouldn't be any. Everybody deserves their day in court. They need the help that they need. They shouldn't be dead because of the color of their skin.
Amen.
We shouldn't have to see any more innocent black men on the ground. We shouldn't see police driving by and just seeing an innocent man going over to them and being able to kill them with no justice. Now, I loved somebody that died. His name was Brian Quinones. And they killed him.
Brian Quinones.
Brian Quinones. Brian Quinones.
That's right, baby. Let them know.
I love every single one of you that had to lose somebody over these years. And I'm so sorry. I had to say what was true.
I know.
God.
I'm so glad you said that. This is what I'm talking about. Your voice is important. Not only to me, to everybody. And you just proved that right now.
What you did today, you had something to say and everybody heard you. You're more wise beyond your years because of the trauma that you've been through. It's not necessarily a good thing that you're mature for your age.
To be honest,
It's actually a bad thing.
I've been trying to put that all behind me,
Yeah?
all the trauma, because I don't want that to be, you know.
You don't want it to define you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I definitely don't want it to define you because it's definitely defined me for a long time. Good night, son.
Good night.
Get some rest, dude. You're gonna need it. I love you, son.
I love you too, Dad.
He's struggling on all fronts, just like I am. I don't know if I'm the one doing harm to him by us being here. Follow me, baby. When all this first started off, we decided to put all of our kids down here in the basement because there was a lot of shooting. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, that first week, there was a lot of shootings.
Wow.
Felt it would be a little bit safer for the kids all to be downstairs because any strays that would come towards our house would basically be hitting all of the bedrooms where me and my wife are and where the two youngest ones were. All right. Good night, little baby. Love you.
Oh.
I love you too, baby. A lot of people died in my neighborhood after George Floyd. In the news, they named where I was living the autonomous zone. And I guess autonomous means like lawless in a way. Ooh. Gunshots. That was 6 of them.
This is the Minnesota State Patrol. You are in violation of the Minneapolis City Ordinance curfew violation. First, you will be arrested.
This is hell living here, having to watch my son suffer all the time and be worried and anxious. We're trying to move out and I don't have good job history. And I know that some things are out of my control, but I still hold guilt because I don't know whether or not this is going to have long-term negative effects on my kids or not. All this shit happened because of George Floyd, right? But we've been dealing with Brian since September 7th of 2019.
That night I turned my phone off and went to sleep. I woke up to 160 missed calls. And I went on Facebook. You seen a video of Brian in the car. And I just see it all. Why though? Why? Why'd they do that to us, man? They have to do that to us, bro. For real. They took them from us, man.
Yep.
Fucking crazy.
Mm-hmm. How you doing, King?
Pretty good. Good. How you, bro?
I'm good. Good to see you, brother.
You too.
It's not okay, but it's okay. I love you.
Brian Jesus Quinones Rosario. On this day 1 year ago, he was murdered by the police right here in Richfield, Minnesota, by Richfield and Edina police officers.
I'm in my feelings today. I've been crying because they killed my nigga for no reason. He needed help. He didn't need no bullets. So that means if I have a mental breakdown, I look like my nigga Brian. So if I have a mental issue and I run against some cops, they're gonna kill me and they're gonna go home and they're gonna sleep. I ain't with it.
There it is.
It's such a good video.
Just so everybody knows, we're getting ready to march all the way down to the site where Brian Quinones was murdered.
No justice, no peace. Prosecute the police. Say his name.
Brian Quinones.
Say his name.
Brian Quinones.
Don't shoot. Don't shoot. What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now.
The police have all these different tools on their belts that are non-lethal. The mace, the baton, the taser. They don't need to pull out the gun first. The police are racist because America has always been. Those few bad apples will get protected by those other good officers.
Hello?
Wagwan.
Nothing, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, kid?
I'm good. Well, I went back to work.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Are you doing okay, kid?
Mm-hmm. I just don't know how to act around you. I hate my whole profession and saying that people should be hit in the head with bricks.
And there's people that you know are not good in your profession that get away with bad things. In my eyes right now, people are guilty until proven innocent because that's how they treat people that look like me. White people, cops. I'm always the one who looks guilty no matter where I go. And that's my life experience.
Right, but you've never asked me how any of this makes me feel. You've never once asked my opinion.
Because one of the last times we had a conversation about this, you said that you would have killed my friend too.
Because it was suicide by cop, Jamie. Like, and you were gonna agree to disagree on that one. I don't know how else to tell you that all of the trainings I've gone to say that that's a suicide by cop.
There's 5 officers. They all have tasers. I don't want to hear it, Selena. They all have tasers.
Okay, I'm not gonna bring my
Exactly.
parents to a gunfight.
All right. That hurts.
It does.
My sister cares more about being a cop. And that's okay. You know, I have to accept that. I have to accept. And it is a difficult pill to swallow right now, for sure. And this definitely pushed us further away. I probably won't contact her again.
That's sad.
It is.
She just kept saying her training. If you're being taught to kill somebody because they are having a mental issue, I could have any moment.
That's fucked up right there.
How do you explain that?
Listen to how many gunshots.
That conversation right there that I had with my sister, it makes me hate police even more. And if I had nothing to lose, I would take some police out myself. Absolutely. I would do it. No questions asked. I'm already not afraid to die, but I'm afraid of what happens if I die. My kids.
Mm-hmm.
Between 16 and 26 million people in America participated in Black Lives Matter protests, making it the largest social movement in U.S. history.
Both parties agree new police reform laws are needed, but disagree on how to do it.
Activist leaders say some things are already changing, and they say other things are stubbornly the same.
This is a white Republican Trump supporter area for the most part. For me, it's a little scary. I've been out in this area before. I could get targeted going to work. I could have racial slurs thrown at me. If we were to transfer you out to these schools out here, the middle school is over there, and that's the high school right there. I mean, it's got its positives and negatives, but we like how we feel being up here. I think we've been adjusting well.
I feel like I've been holding myself back from adjusting. For some reason, I feel like if I get adjusted, I'm just gonna have to get unadjusted again, and then just to get readjusted.
Well, that's what life is all about, is constant readjustment. It's not an easy pill to swallow when you know that you're messed up and you know that you're healing, but even through healing, you can feel how messed up you are.
It has been getting better, though. I feel a lot better.
We're trying. We're trying to get there.
And I don't mean that.
Being away from the chaos of the neighborhood because of what happened to George, it's so comforting and uncomfortable at the same time. I know I struggle with feeling like I left a lot of people behind when I moved out of there, but we're here because we didn't have anywhere else to go. You know, like it was not easy to get here. It's so quiet out here, man, and we can all feel the safety and comfort. But then again, I probably won't ever be comfortable anywhere because the police are everywhere. That's the biggest gang in the United States.
Yeah. You said it. You hear me?
One saucer for you.
I don't know if we know where we fit in
United
yet.
States is the police.
It's an adjustment, but this has been a healthy adjustment. I want to be comfortable so bad.
Listen to what he said.
Tyson and myself are actually in therapy now.
This is what I've been missing.
You had talked about being able to stay on task when you have like multiple stressors and feeling overwhelmed pretty easily. How has that been over the last week?
I'd say it's been a little bit better. We are really doing our best though, and as uncomfortable as I still might be, I am so much more comfortable than I was 3 months ago because I was so angry all the time. And, you know, I had so many thoughts going on from what was going on outside, and then I'm bringing that into my home, and I'm scaring the hell out of my kids and my wife, essentially.
Yeah.
I'm definitely mourning my younger sister, who's the police officer, because I haven't spoken to her and I don't feel the desire to, and that hurts. Most of my pain comes from trauma and loss.
We ain't having it. If there ain't no justice, there ain't no peace.
My feelings have definitely not been validated by anybody in my family besides my dad, because he's a black man. You know, I've followed in his footsteps in a lot of ways, some good, some bad, to where he knows that I'm just a hurt black man like he once was.
The mental strain on you is exponentially higher.
I put a post up on my social media on Facebook about wanting to start a men's group on Sundays. Some of these guys, I feel like if we all just got into the same space, we could all really benefit from each other. You know, you can be vulnerable too, and you can talk about what's going on too, and release that pressure that you hold inside of yourself too.
Yeah. Oh, man.
What I believe this movement exposed for people is what we as Black people and people of color have been saying the whole time, that the system is broken. And we don't have to do anything but exist to be a target.
That is disgusting.
People don't have to die. People don't understand how hurtful it is to wake up and be so uncomfortable being in your skin. I do feel a sense of privilege that we were able to get the hell out of there, even though it felt like it took forever. I feel guilty for the people of color who don't have any other option. We need to get back to the basics, understand who we are, where we come from, and what we're trying to seek out in this world. That, to me, would be a great start to healing. I believe as a country we can heal, but we have to listen.
That's it. What do you think, Kay?
That was nice.
Like, I got choked up so much through that video. Not choked up. I literally cried throughout that whole video.
I know.
And again, getting teared up. You know what I mean? Like, just that little boy, 11-year-old, you know what I mean? These little kids, and just, it's just everything. Just everything.
Oh.
It's heavy.
Yeah.
Stupid, ugly. I don't even want to look at that right now. That ugly, bald-headed man. Just like,
I'm just gonna put it like this. I think we got a long way to go as long as we stand around and record.
still,
We
look
have
where
a
we are still to
way
this.
to go.
Like, look where we are still, love. To this day, it's 2021. And we still doing this? They still doing this shit?
Same thing.
When is this gonna stop? Oh man. It's so just like, you just get almost like speechless, you know what I mean? Because of just my heart is just like, whew. And that's just a little bit of something. You know what I mean?
A little bit. Yep.
Just a little bit. For anybody that comes across this video, that's not of color,
right.
Y'all need to start standing up too. We all need to be standing up against the police. Act like a gang. They really do. Somebody said it in that video, and I was like, yes,
Yep.
that is exactly how, like, you took that right from you know what I mean? Like, that is exactly the sentiment, how it makes me feel when I see all this stuff going across in the world, and it's just like another gang, the police. That's what they're called. The gang is called the police.
Yep.
And they pull guns. They don't pull batons and sweat tasers. They pull guns and shoot guns. They like, why didn't you tase that person that had a knife? They came to a knife and you got a gun. Like, huh? That's a wrong fight right there already. You know what I mean? He didn't have a gun in his hand waving at you. He had a knife. A knife. And had mental problems. Why didn't you tase that man on the ground and do the right thing? Get him to the hospital. Okay? Because That's why he was acting out the way he was. Because he had a
Mhm.
mental friggin' breakdown. It doesn't give you the right to do what you're doing towards a person. Like, just because you're police, like, why do you just makes me so sad. I never liked the police. Because you know why, police? Because you make things worse. You don't
Yep.
make them better. You don't help nobody. You didn't help me when I needed your help. You didn't help others that I know that when they needed your help, you didn't help them neither. You just made shit worse. That's all you friggin' did.
Yep.
That's why I don't call 911. Okay? Because we handle things out here like this,
Away.
the right way, the old way. You just out here just knocking people off and enjoy it. You go to bed that night. You close your eyes and go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
There's a special place for you in hell. I want it to go away. I want lots of things to go away, but this is one of my, the one thing I want to go away. I'm tired of the racism.
It's kindergarten.
Sick and tired of racism.
It is kindergarten.
It's crazy.
Don't you know that
I ain't never in my life.
you know how whites would have a black woman to feed their child through their breasts? Like that is so ignorant. But motherfucker couldn't even use their own bathroom, you know?
Right.
Because we carry diseases that they don't. I'm like, hold on, boy. If we have diseases, I can breastfeed the child.
My titty.
Exactly.
Honey, like what?
Like
stupid.
When I say ignorant,
Ignorant. The ignorance is disgusting to me.
It's retarded.
It's disgusting.
It's retarded.
I don't really like using that word.
I'm sorry.
I'm really funny about just certain words,
Stupid shit.
It's just so it's despicable and disgusting, and I've never been that person, and I never will be. I'm not a racist. I love all people, and that's how everybody should be. Who cares? Why y'all care so much? Why does there got to be this dominance crap? You know what I mean? Like somebody's lesser than. No, we all the same. We all bleed the same. We all, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're all the children of God. You know what I mean? Like, we're brothers and sisters. What is wrong with y'all? And you out there, you Southern people going to church, and you know what the Bible says. You know the Bible says that we're all his children. All of us, no matter what color we are.
I don't think they do understand, honey.
But they need to understand.
Yep.
That's what it means, stupid. Oh, sorry. I don't want to call y'all stupid. How about this? Your ignorance is bliss. And it's disgusting. Hold on one second. My daughter's stepping.
Okay. But yeah, the video was touching. It was sad. I didn't expect that at all. But I wonder how
Yeah. I love you. Just where are you going?
Oh, shit.
I know. I want to go. Hang on.
Well, I got some. I got some schoolwork I gotta get done, and we've been on here for over an hour.
Sorry about that.
Oh, you good?
We're going back over to the big farm, Mr. Christmas's. We were there yesterday. We told him he was going to come out today, so we're just going to go over and like spend an hour. She's going to scrub a tub out for him.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, we were over there for a while yesterday, and she's just I think she wants to. We were supposed to ride, but we can go over there and ride them horses at any time, you know. So. But we're going to start going over there more because he's an elderly man and we just love him to death. And he has so many stories. He has a bunch of racehorses. He's been all over the world. You know what I mean? And he's really cool. Like, I love the elderly, you know? Like, he just has like so much history in him, you know? And he has all this knowledge about horses. So I just want to eat him up. You know what I mean? Because, you know, I have a love affair with horses. I have my own, and I've done this played with horses my whole life and showed and stuff. So he's just, oh, he's so amazing. I love learning from, you know, people that's been here a really long time, you know, and all the pictures and just, yeah, he's hard hearing. And he's kind of repeats himself. He repeated himself a few times. You know, his wife died a couple years ago. She was so nice. So he's still going. He's got such a big property, and they're all racehorses. He always had racehorses. He would go over and buy 50, 100 in Ireland. Anyways, it's off topic. Sorry about that. Nothing happens when your daughter walks in and starts talking to you.
That's okay. Girl, these people fly down my damn street like they in the fucking skyline.
I could hear it. It's because we live. Everybody thinks they're a race car driver.
Oh. Indy 500 track is down the street, but you are not on the track, crying out loud.
Oh, it's funny. So true. Come on, move out of the way. We need to move. I need to grab something. Oh, God, my back is killing me today. That damn farm. What are you doing, Luna? What is Luna doing? You running around the house making a wreck. I guess there's TV news going on. Sorry.
That's okay. But I'm about to go ahead and I'm just going to end my live here. And I thank y'all for joining in. If you watched, no matter what time you're watching, come on in. Thank you for watching.
You for coming and watching and sharing these moments with us. And thank you, Kate, for having me on with you.
Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down.
It's always a pleasure. It's always a pleasure. Huh?
I was saying, hit the thumbs up or thumbs down. It don't matter. Leave a comment. Let us know how you feel about it. What your thoughts are.
Subscribe.
What your thoughts are, all that. So,
yeah.
peace.
Later.